In our previous lecture, we have structure of alimentary canal. Today we'll discuss about the topic how the process of digestion will take place inside the animal. Whenever we talk about the process of digestion, we simply know that digestion is a kind of process in which the large molecules of nutrients, suppose that if I talk about the large nutrients molecule, these large nutrient molecules will be break down by our body enzyme. These large molecules will be break down into small parts, and this is the simple process of digestion inside the organism. This is a simple process of digestion inside the organism. So whenever we eat something, the process of digestion in which the large molecule of nutrients will break down inside the small particles so that our body can absorb it, because our body cannot absorb the large molecule. This is a simple process of digestion. And whenever we talk about the digestion in animals, first we know that whenever the food enters inside the mouth, whenever food enters inside the mouth, the process of digestion will start. Then we simply say that the process of digestion will start. The process of digestion will start. Then how the process of digestion will start inside the mouth? We know that initially we have discussed that in our body we have three pairs of salivary glands. These salivary glands basically help in the process of digestion. These salivary glands, they secrete enzymes. These salivary glands will secrete enzymes, and this enzyme will help in the process of the digestion of the food particles. Whenever we eat any food particles having carbohydrate, suppose that if I talk about the nutrients carbohydrate, suppose that we are eating the product which is carbohydrate. If I deal about the carbohydrate, then we simply know that carbohydrate is basically a compound which having the molecules should have carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. This is a simple combination of carbohydrate. Whenever any compound having CHO in a ratio of C1N, H2N and ON, this is a simple phenomena or simple molecular formula of a molecule of carbohydrate. Suppose I draw a formula of glucose C6H12 and O6, and the simple ratio will be C1H2O1. This is the simplest ratio that carbohydrate molecule should follow. So we can simply say that the molecule of carbohydrate will show the ratio of CHO in a proportion of 1:2:1. This is the simple molecules of carbohydrate. We simply know that carbohydrate is a compound which is being used by our body to get the energy. Whenever we eat rice, chapati, sugar molecules, ice cream, they all are the source of carbohydrate. So whenever we eat the carbohydrate, first it enters inside the mouth. Suppose that if I draw the diagram of mouth, suppose that this is the mouth. Whenever we have excess of carbohydrate inside the mouth, suppose this is the teeth structure, and we have the molecules of carbohydrate. Suppose that this is the ice cream, this is the chocolate, that we can simply say that chocolate. This chocolate will be eaten by human being. Whenever we talk about the digestion of chocolate, this chocolate basically work on the structure that chocolate having excess of carbohydrate, salivary enzyme will release enzymes. Salivary glands will release enzyme. This enzyme will basically work on the molecules of carbohydrate. Suppose that we are eating the molecules of carbohydrate. First Suppose that whenever we are eating the carbohydrate, which is suppose that starch, this starch will be converted in simple sugar. This will be converted in simple sugar by the action of salivary enzyme. So this is the first step of digestion, in which our body will digest the carbohydrate. So we can simply say that if we have question in an exam that which nutrient will be first digested inside the body, our answer should be carbohydrate, because carbohydrate whenever enters inside our mouth, first it will be get digested by the salivary gland by release of enzymes, and these enzymes will convert starch into simple sugar. Then we move to the next step. In this next step, we simply know that this is the first step and this is the second step. This is the second step of body. Then food move to the, this is the first step and this is the second step. Then food will move inside the food pipe. Suppose that this is the food pipe. In the food pipe there will be no digestion. Then food will enter inside the stomach. Food will enter inside the stomach. If you know about the structure of stomach, then simply we know the diagram of stomach. That suppose that this is the bag-like structure, stomach. Stomach having a lining of the glands, which is termed as gastric gland. If I deal about the working of gastric gland, then we can simply say that gastric gland having a presence inside the stomach. Whenever the food enters inside the stomach, our food will be digested inside the stomach with the help of gastric gland. Then we deal about the some working enzymes of the gastric gland. If I deal about the composition of gastric juice, gastric juice having hydrochloric acid, having protein digesting enzyme, and having milk protein digesting enzyme. Then if we simply know that whenever food enters inside the stomach, the digestion of food will be in acidic medium. It means we can simply say that due to the presence of HCl, the medium of digestion will be acidic. This HCl basically very important, because HCl first do the action of killing the microorganism which is coming through the food, and they are also helpful in the activation of the protein digesting enzyme, as well as they also work to activate the milk digesting enzyme. Suppose that if I do the function of HCl, suppose I do write the name of protein digesting enzyme. This protein digesting enzyme will become activate in presence of HCl. So HCl is very important because it helpful in the converting the medium to acidic, and they are also helpful in making activate of milk protein, as well as it also work for making the milk digesting enzyme in activate form. If I write the milk protein digesting enzyme, they are also helpful become activate in presence of HCl. So basically whenever food enters inside the stomach, first HCl kill the germs which is coming through the food inside the stomach, and they are also helpful in making enzymes in activated form, first they will activate the protein digestive enzyme as well as they will activate the milk protein digestive enzyme. Then how the work of protein digestive enzyme? We know that simply that whenever we talk about the digestion of protein, we already know that this protein will be converted in simple form, which is known as amino acid. So inside the stomach there will be a complete, we cannot say that complete, we can simply say that the digestion of protein will start. The digestion of protein will start inside the mouth. This is the digestion of protein which will start inside the stomach. As well as whenever we deal about the protein digestion, will be converted inside the molecule of amino acid, which is the simple form of protein. Simply the milk protein will also be digested inside the stomach. Milk protein, it will also be digested inside the stomach. Digested inside the stomach. So we can simply say that whenever we eat the food, this food will first come to the mouth. Inside the mouth, the salivary glands will secrete saliva. This saliva will digest the carbohydrate first. Then food will enter inside the food pipe. There will be no digestion of any kind of nutrients inside the food pipe. Then food will move to the stomach. Inside the stomach, there is the presence of gastric gland. Gastric gland having hydrochloric acid, protein digestive enzyme and milk protein digestive enzyme. First work of HCl will start whenever food comes inside the stomach. It will kill the germs which is coming through the food inside the stomach. Then HCl will convert the medium inside the acidic medium. Then HCl will make the proteins digestive enzyme in activate form, as well as it will make activate to the milk protein digestive enzyme. So HCl presence inside the stomach show an important role for the process of digestion. This is a simple term that we can use for the digestion of protein, that the digestion of protein is important because protein is a kind of building blocks for the body. So we can simply say that the digestion of protein will start inside the stomach. Digestion of protein will start inside the stomach. After the digestion inside the stomach, the food will move to the small intestine. Then the food will move to the small intestine. The food will move to small intestine. We know that small intestine is a kind of coiled part having three parts. We know that if I draw the diagram of small intestine, the diagram is like that. Suppose that if I draw the diagram of small intestine, then this is the small intestine. This is the part which is known as duodenum. This is the part which is termed as jejunum. And this is the part which is termed as ileum. Then first we talk about the digestion, that we know that duodenum will attach with the stomach. Duodenum will attach with the stomach. Whenever we talk about digestion of stomach, from the stomach food will move to the first duodenum. Whenever food enter inside the duodenum, the medium first, I repeat again that whenever food enter inside the duodenum, first the medium will convert. First the medium will convert, and the medium will convert inside the basic medium. So the first work of the small intestine, or we can say that the first action which is taken place inside the small intestine, that the conversion of medium, that is the conversion of medium from acidic to basic, from acidic to basic.